When you think about the hardest problems we face, it's often not like complex math, but understanding ourselves, why we feel things, why we suffer.
Exactly. And Baruch Spinoza, back in the 17th century, had this incredibly bold idea. He thought he could tackle human nature, emotions, everything with the certainty of geometry.
Geometry. For ethics, that sounds intense.
It really was. His book Ethics, published after he died in 1677, is laid out more geometrical definitions, axioms, propositions, hundreds of them.
Okay. So our mission today is to maybe give folks a quick introduction, a taste of this massive work.
That's the plan. We'll hit 3 core ideas from ethics about God, the mind, and freedom that are still pretty radical today. The book itself has 5 parts, covering God, the mind, emotions, human servitude, and finally, the intellect's power.
Right. Let's start at the foundation then. Part 1, God. Spinoza's idea of God wasn't the traditional one, was it?
Not at all. He basically said God doesn't exist outside the universe as some kind of puppeteer. Instead, God is the universe. God is nature.
That's the famous phrase, deus sive natura, God or nature.
Precisely. It's a form of pantheism. There's only one fundamental reality, one substance, infinite and eternal. Everything else, you, me, this table, we're all just modes or temporary expressions of that one substance.
Modes, so like modifications, not independent things.
Exactly. Temporary patterns within the single substance.
Okay, but if we're just modes of this one substance, where does that leave free will or choice? It sounds very deterministic.
It is absolutely deterministic. Spinoza argued everything follows from the nature of God, or nature, with logical necessity. He uses the analogy.
The triangle one.
Yes, that just as it follows necessarily from the definition of a triangle, that its angles equal 2 right angles, everything in existence follows necessarily from God's nature. Nothing could have been different.
Wow, okay, so that deterministic view must heavily influence how he sees the mind, right? Which is part 2.
Absolutely. He completely throws out Cartesian dualism, the idea of a separate mind and body interacting.
So no ghost in the machine.
None. For Spinoza, mind and body are the same thing, just understood in 2 different ways. Under the attribute of thought, it's mind. Under the attribute of extension, it's body.
One thing, 2 aspects, like software and hardware.
That's a decent modern analogy, yeah. And this single thing, this mind-body unit, has a fundamental drive. He calls it conatus.
Conatus, the striving.
The inherent striving of everything to persevere in its own being, to maintain and even increase its power or perfection.
And that's where emotions come in, part 3.
Exactly. Emotions or effects are basically changes in our power linked to this conatus. There are 2 primary effects. Joy, which is the feeling of moving to a greater state of perfection or power.
Okay, feeling stronger, more capable.
Right. And sadness, which is the feeling of moving to a lesser state of perfection, less power. All our complex emotions, love, hate, hope, fear, are built from these 2, plus desire, which is the conatus itself.
So emotions are almost like physics, increases and decreases in power. It's a very systematic way of looking at things.
It absolutely is a complex, determined system. And thinking about how to analyze complex systems.
That brings us to our sponsor. Understanding intricate systems, whether it's Spinoza's geometric ethics or modern business processes, often needs a systematic approach.
Oh.
This deep dive is supported by Embersilk. If you need help untangling complexity, whether it's through system automation, AI integration, or finding where intelligent agents can really boost your business or even your personal projects, Embersilk can help.
They specialize in uncovering those key impact points.
Definitely. Check them out at embersilk.com for your AI and automation needs.
Great. So Embersilk, thank you. Now let's get to the payoff. Parts 4 and 5. If everything is determined, how can Spinoza possibly talk about human freedom? Sounds contradictory.
Right. If we're just modes playing out a necessary sequence, what does freedom even mean?
Well, for Spinoza, freedom isn't about having free will to choose differently. It's about understanding. He says we're in servitude when we're dominated by our passions, our effects, when we're just reacting passively to external causes without understanding why.
Like being angry about the rain or afraid of something inevitable.
Exactly. We have inadequate ideas then. Freedom comes through reason, through the intellect. When we develop adequate ideas, understanding the true causes of things, including our own emotions.
We become active, not passive.
Precisely. We gain power through understanding. This leads to seeing things sub specie eternitatis.
Under the aspect of eternity, seeing the bigger necessary picture.
Yes. Understanding how everything fits into the eternal necessary order of nature, or God. When you grasp that, you understand why things must be as they are.
And how does that help, practically?
It frees you from debilitating emotions. If you truly understand why something happened, why someone acted a certain way because it flowed necessarily from the system, you can't really be consumed by anger or regret or hatred in the same way. You achieve a kind of rational tranquility.
So the freedom is intellectual liberation from suffering caused by misunderstanding.
That's it. And this state of rational understanding and peace is the goal. Spinoza famously says that blessedness is not the reward of virtue, but virtue itself. The understanding is the reward.
That's a powerful idea. It connects to that final thought you mentioned he had.
Ah, yes. He claimed that a free man thinks of nothing less than of death.
Which sounds strange, but maybe it means if you're focused on understanding the eternal, necessary nature of reality, death, as just another necessary event, loses its sting.
That's the implication. A life lived through reason, focused on eternal truths, finds a kind of peace that transcends even the fear of its own end. Profound tranquility.
Definitely something to ponder. A very different way to think about living well.
Indeed. Well, if you found this quick dive into Spinoza intriguing, please do subscribe to the show for more explorations like this.
And hey, if you enjoyed it, maybe leave us a 5-star review. It genuinely helps other curious minds find us. Thanks so much for tuning in.